Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Expansion Pass here on Boss Rush Games. I'm your host and Light Excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello, it is good to be here on a Monday evening. It's good to be not podcasting at 11 o'clock at night.
Yes. I know that energy.
Oh, man. The last, I'm not going to lie, the last two Pow Blocks have been pretty rough.
I understand. Before we even get into the show, I gotta tell you what happened to me Friday night. So I told you I was supposed to be working overnight, right?
Yeah.
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into work at 7. Me and another manager were moving stuff. We were getting the place ready, and because we were getting our floor washed and waxed. And they called around like 4 something when I wasn't at the store, and I had all these folks texting me. It was just like, make sure you have all of this and all of that. I'm like, okay, I know that already, but whatever. These must did not show up at all. So I was at the store from like 7 p.m. to like 2:54 a.m. in the morning. Just working. I had to work out some stuff from our last truck, and I had to move all the stuff that we moved back. And I was just like, y'all mean to tell me your company called our store to make sure that we had stuff ready, and your workers decide not to come, and you decide not to call us? So when I go see my manager, when I go see my store manager on Tuesday, I hope she read them to filth. I hope she got on that phone and dragged their name to hell. Because I'm up in the smug. And the thing about it is my body is not, it's staying up and everything, but it has to adjust to be like, hey, I worked overnight, so we need to sleep to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. No, my body's just like, it's 7:30 in the morning, get up. Like, it is a Saturday. I'm not trying to move anywhere.
Oh man, that's I was gonna say that's funny, but it's not funny. I just I don't know another word to say. That sucks. Sorry, buddy.
It was just I'm like, y'all. So now we got to reschedule. Now I got to get another date when I'm going to have to work overnight.
That's rough. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
That's rough.
Shoot,
but you know what's not rough? Podcasting.
Yes.
Podcasting at 8:40 instead of 11 o'clock. I can't stress that enough, everybody. Podcasting at 11 o'clock at night is not the ideal time to be doing.
All right.
Although we're going to be going till about then anyway, so because we're going to spoiler alert, we're doing a couple of these in a row so we can like stock up on them. So anyways, how you doing otherwise? Are you good? You all right?
I'm good, man. This Pikmin 4 dude is so good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet, to be honest with you. I want to. There's other things, life things, not knife things. Oh boy, that'd be. But yeah, there's just life things happening, and
I could feel Miyamoto's and the people he's worked with, that team working on this game, and it's just like they changed some things and they perfected some things, and it feels just so right, and it really has that one more hour. Let me get one more day, because I don't know how many days the game's gonna go up to. Like, I just got to the 3rd area, but I haven't started it yet because I'm trying to 100% stuff.
It's not like 3 where as long as you have enough juice, you can just stay doing stuff.
No, you are. It's like kind of like 10 to 15 minutes per day.
Oh,
and everything. So you still have that timer and everything, but it's what happens is that because you go underneath, which is like in a sense a little bit Zelda kind of dungeon style.
Hmm.
Um, time will jump, but you got all the free time in the world when you're underground.
Mm.
So if you're trying to like get like Pikmin, um, that you need and stuff like special color Pikmin and whatever before like you have some in your party, you can like keep replaying it and stuff. But the time thing is gonna jump. Um, you just gotta be worried like if you leave like stage one and you just been playing stage three for like 2 to 4 hours or whatever. If you go to stage one and go back to that area, everything kind of resets underground and
Mm.
everything. But it's so good. Because now I just got right now I got I'm actually got 6 Pikmin, but I just got my fifth, which is the water one. I just got my water ones. And then I just got the seed, the onion, to make it part of my Pikmin plant. So now I got the red, yellow, and blue for water, but I need my ice Pikmin and my rock Pikmin. I need to see if there's some seeds right there.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and it's just like getting these the sparkling items and stuff helps you get that fuel to unlock the new areas and
Right.
everything.
Right.
But this one, it's just like they have stuff on the top, special things underneath the underground, and then when you fight the Dandori, which is the leaf-looking human, kind of mix of Pokemon and humans. You get to challenge them in 2 ways, like a split screen, who gets the most like items. If you beat the computer, you kind of get one of the partners that you were looking for back. And then there is a Dandori challenge where you got to try to get as much um items that you can in like about in 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. And the most that you get will give you bronze, silver, or gold. So you'll get raw materials, but there's a chance you could also get another character to rescue, which is normally that Dan Dory who is challenging you and
Mm.
stuff. So it's really really good, really addictive. It's challenging at times, but it's not that hard to get into. Like it really is a easy game to fall into and even like relax. And that main menu music, man, I don't know how Nintendo is continuing to produce beautiful iconic music. Like just the main menu music with the piano, it's just so good and so relaxing. I'm like, man, Nintendo, your composers just do a phenomenal job pretty much across all of their first party games. um so, and as much as I'm playing it and as much people are loving it, I'm like, I feel like this game might deserve or probably should deserve a discussion in Game of the Year. Should it be nominated? It depends on how much I get more into the game, personally for me. Um, but I think it needs to be recognized for what it is. Like, and I don't know how the sales are for it, but I when I went to go pick up my copy up at Best Buy, I had seen about 10 to 12 copies stacked.
Wow. That's
So,
yeah. I'm kind of like I don't know. I like Pikmin a lot, but like it just doesn't seem to sell very well. You know, like
mhm.
I mean, even Nintendo came out and asked why it, kind of was questioning why it doesn't sell more, and I'm like, well, you can't really shoot things in it, so that's probably why. But I mean, it's I love the series, and I especially love those first two games a lot. Third one,
Yeah.
third one was fine, uh, but the first two games are just, I mean, they're some of GameCube's best games. So, uh,
I think it's easier to manage this one and four and get into. So I think that's why when Nintendo dropped the digital version and people are now waiting for the physical version, especially with Pikmin 3 Deluxe and everything, um, I really feel like those past three games really helped bring 4 into the realization that Pikmin is an enjoyable experience. It really is good. I think just with the first game, it was just a new IP. And the second game, people like really dived into and everything. So, uh, Pikmin 3 got beautiful fruit and water. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
so like Pikmin 4 is such a beautiful game, and you don't like even like you really don't pay attention to the graphics or anything, um, because you're just in the moment of just enjoying that game,
Mm-hmm.
and playing it and stuff. And I'm just like, man, I think this is probably one of the best sim games that I have played in a long time. And it's good to see me like Miyamoto's ideas and hands on it or his opinions or whatever. It's good to see that he's back involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um Compared to what he did in Star Fox Zero. Like it really just shows that man, Miyamoto, even at his age, still got it. It still could work with a team. Like I literally wonder if he got back to doing Zelda and doing dungeons, what would that look like? And taking your Horizon idea, like in graphics and everything, what in the world would Miyamoto do if he returned back to the Legend of Zelda series?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, but at this point, like, just, I mean, I think he's like really loving Pikmin and all these other experimental things that he's doing. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think putting him back on Zelda or something like that would be kind of, honestly, with the way that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are going, kind of like a step backwards, you know? Not necessarily like, okay, yeah, I mean, I think people want a traditional 3D Zelda game at some point again, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that time has passed, and if he's going to go back to anything, it's probably going to be Donkey Kong or Mario or something, you know, something
Right.
like that.
I feel like probably Mario because I wonder, did he even have some hands on with Mario Wonder? I
I mean, I'm sure he's probably some sort of producer on that, right? I mean, most of these, most of these guys are just producers now at this point, right? Like him, Anuma,
Mhm.
they're kind of leading the new class at this point, which is probably for the best,
Yes. Um, yeah, it's just yeah. I quite I think yeah with the Zelda thing, the torch has been passed on, but I think it's just these underground designs and level layouts and like little multi challenges and stuff. It's just like man, like just to have that spirit of Miyamoto returning back to the Zelda series. I'm like, I wonder how that would look like.
Hmm.
And kind of like would new gamers actually get it? Because I don't think a new generation of gamers understand how the past Zelda games led up to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild was very clearly inspired by the first game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like this open world, you don't really know where to go, exploration, which is why I kind of think like as much as I'm loving Tears of the Kingdom and I haven't really played as much as I've really wanted to, right? Like I mean, I just there's so much to do and I have so many other things to do and like I don't it's so big, but like as much as Tears of the Kingdom has like added to and like the Sky Islands are interesting and the depths are interesting, like it doesn't feel as special as Breath of the Wild, right? Like Breath of the
Mm-hmm.
Wild was it was so like coming out of the Shrine of Resurrection and just seeing the castle and the open world for the first time and running down the hill to the right where you saw the Temple of Time, but you didn't really know it was that. And then like
Yeah.
getting your powers, like that game was so special in so many ways, and just kind of exploring and getting lost. And as much as I like Tears of the Kingdom, and like there's still things to explore and find, and the shrines are fun and that kind of thing, like I really don't think that the sense of exploration is there, because we kind of know where everything is at, right? Like,
Hmm.
and for the most part. Um, Now, granted, the dungeons were really cool, and the dragon tiers have added a lot, and the caves and the depths have all added something. But I mean, I'm almost wondering if like making a sequel to Breath of the Wild was like not a mistake, but like I don't know, man. I love Tears of the Kingdom. Look, it's a fantastic game. I'm loving it. I miss the exploration of Breath of the Wild. I miss not knowing where I was and exploring and finding things on my own, you know?
Hmm.
Um, I do appreciate where they kind of tell you where to go in this game to an extent, right? That really helps. And like maybe the next game when we have a new Hyrule, uh new kind of, story to tell, maybe even get away from this set of Link and Zelda and Ganon, right? Like as much as I love these characters, like these versions of
Yeah.
these characters, like new ones will be like a breath of fresh air, no pun intended, I guess. Um, and just have that sense of exploration again, like a sense of discovery, sense of experimentation, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So,
It's like Breath of the Wild was a new direction and experiment. And as much as Anuma and the team were trying to figure out how to make this game, we as players were trying to figure out how to play and explore this game. You know, like we all, I think it was a game that we all were on the same level of learning. The
mhm,
developers had to learn how to build the game like that. We as players had to learn what is this game going to be, and how does a no dungeon Zelda freely open world game, how is that going to be designed, and will we take like will we take enjoyment in it, or like will we roasted, or will we? And it wasn't that, it was just like we all were learning at the same time. And I still feel like these open world Zelda games, like with Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, they're so scientific games. And Tears of the Kingdom is just a more ambitious game, because it's just like, how do we improve and build upon the first game, with the reception and everything. And I think like in Numa and them, I think the team was just like, I know this started as DLC, but like how do even we approve about it and everything? How do we get on that same level of gamers to be like, where can this go
mhm.
and everything? And so it feels like it, even though Tears of the Kingdom stuff still does feel familiar in parts. I think, you know, for the last 6 years, 7 years they were developing Tears of the Kingdom. I really feel like they were trying to come up with ideas and test everything, and we were just wondering, what is the story going to be about? Like, we didn't even touch on gameplay and ideas and stuff until we start seeing the trailers and everything. We all literally were talking about, what story is this going to be about Tears of the Kingdom. And we know that when the stuff about single player narrative came up, we all ran to Zelda and seeing, where was this going to be the game that they were going to tell something,
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I would love to see, man, Breath of the Wild, man. The first time you booted that up, man. Remember how, oh, man, dude, I feel like we've been talking about Breath of the Wild forever, man. It's been almost 9 years since it was announced, right? I
But
mean,
that's the impact of that game.
I
Like
know.
we started Power Block with Breath of the Wild, and dude, even when we was doing E3 and watching the trailers, just like the ideas that were flowing out from the game and everything, we still think there's going to be a trilogy, which I think they're just going to confirm it's going to be a trilogy. But
See,
we were
I don't know at
okay.
this point now. Like, as much as I thought that's what I wanted, and like as much as
Mhm.
I thought that that's where they were headed, man, I don't know anymore. I mean, just the way people are talking about the ending, and I'm not going to spoil it here. You can watch Video Game Book Club for that, for the spoilers and stuff. But like, it just really feels like maybe this is the final time we see these characters, or these versions of these characters, at least.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I could be 100% wrong. We could see another one. If they do, though, if they do come back to these versions of these characters, they have to go to a different land, whether it's Termina, whether it's like, something somewhere else. They have to go somewhere else. I don't want to explore this version of Hyrule for the third time. You know, as much as I love the world and everything,
Mhm.
there needs to be something new to explore, and as I'm playing this game, I think I've put like 50 or 60 hours into it already by now. Well, I mean, that's not really a lot considering how long it's been out, but man, can you believe it's been out for almost 3 months already?
Yeah.
um, uh, I want to explore something new. I think revisiting Termina would be really interesting. I think having a whole new place to explore would be interesting. A whole new something, a whole new landmass. Like, I don't know what other landmasses are in Zelda, right? I mean,
I mean, there's Laurel from
yeah, but that's
uh
essentially the depths in this point, though.
well, yeah. I mean, at this point in time, like unless they do a Spirit Tracks or a Link's Awakening, or they really take the Zelda series into like the future, like let's be shoot, even Final Fantasy Medieval or something, or you know, something like if they take it to another era and does the spirit of the Zelda universe, can it live in a different world? Dark to me, Darksiders is a good example of what we actually could see Zelda go in, but not with the religious kind of connotation or connection to it and stuff. Like, do we see a young punk, you know, embracing Link's abilities and everything? Like, well, we don't even get a Link. Like,
Well,
um,
remember the some of the concept art that I think might even be in the Hyrule Historia, right? Like
mhm.
some of it was like there was a game that was like steampunk sort of.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that would be cool. You do a different aesthetic. It doesn't always have to be fantasy, right? I think it would be really cool if you did something like that.
like, and dude, just talking about it and thinking about it, just like I feel like Zelda could go into a Atlas Persona feel to it, not actually taking Persona, but something about like I don't know, something about Persona in the Shin Megami Tensei series kind of speaks Zelda, but in Nintendo style. Um, as I guess as in like environment and kind of a modern society and things like that. Like, or if they want to do a steampunk Zelda, I think they can. They can do it. That's of course in a sense that's what Spirit Tracks and the Wind Waker kind of style would look like. But like if you go full on like Full Metal Alchemist, like anime steampunk stuff, I think Nintendo literally could put it off. It's just like there's going to be a lot of research and the concept art is going to be crazy. It's just I think it's just going to be like how does this fit? How can we work with it and everything?
Yeah, I think you are sort of right. I man, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't really know what I want from Zelda. I just know
Mhm.
I just know I want something different the next time around, right? Like I I think it's time. I think it's time to revisit the Wii U tech demo, in my opinion. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten a lot of these like super great, Zelda moments and stuff, and you can even do that in a Breath of the Wild style, right? Like, but like,
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna do so, if the next console, I mean, clearly Zelda's coming out on the next console, right? Like
Yes.
there's not a question. I think you do. If this next console is going to be this about the power of a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro or something along those lines, let's do Zelda big, right? Let's do it big. Let's
Yes.
do the Horizon. Let's make it Horizon style. Like, yeah, you can still have your towers, you can still unlock areas of the map, whatever. It can still be that, but like, give me those, give me those graphics. Give me the, you know, I mean, in Horizon, they allow you to change outfits that give you different perks, right? I mean, obviously, that's what Zelda does now.
Yeah.
Um, you can still do all the things that you can do in Breath of the Wild, but just give it that look, man. People will go nuts. People will go nuts.
Having a detailed Zelda, and I know we talked about a Horizon style, a Horizon looking Zelda, but I'm like, Nintendo is good at detail.
Hmm.
And I could see what they could do with the detail. Um with it. I think it's gonna just keep us I think it's gonna just keep us on the edge. Like, what can you guys do? What and I think that's what I think that's why the Miyamoto not question, kind of statement that I made came up. Just be like, what if he did return to it? Like what can Nintendo do? Like if the it's so hard to describe because you're thinking about it in your mind. You can visualize what they could do, and like I said, Nintendo is good at little details now. I think these young teens can, and they should actually look at that Wii U tech demo and be like, I think we got the power to bring this and improve upon it more. Like, what if a new team, Legend of Zelda Wii U demonstration game, appeared on their next Nintendo platform?
Hmm.
What if Anuma and Miyamoto didn't have their hands on it?
Hmm.
Um, and literally let this team to be like, if you guys want to revisit ideas that we did in the past, here it is. Oh, okay. Oh, this is cool what they did. Let's approve upon it. Or what if we did this? Like, I could see that happening.
Hmm.
And then just having the graphics of Horizon, like, if it gets to us to the point where we're like our mouths are agape and it's jaw dropping gorgeous, we're going to be having discussions. It's really going to pretty test other people's or other companies like art direction and stuff to be like, how is this game or that's looking like it's a PS4 game? How's this well detailed and what did they decide to do? And if the gameplay is still top notch as ever, it's going to be like they did it once again. Nintendo and the Zelda team once again just blew our minds,
Hmm.
blew our expectations. Because I think that's one thing that we kind of don't have now with Zelda is that we don't have any expectations until we something fruitful from them, like a trailer or something, or even like an announcement. Like we will be like, what could this be? And then once we start seeing stuff in motion that's like playable, then we start placing our expectations.
Yeah.
I want that spider fight from the Wii U tech demo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do too. I mean, I think that whole sequence was cool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, and just think like you could like, and maybe this is a step too far. Who knows? But maybe you could like customize your fairy with different powers, and like they would give you different stat boosts in different areas, like similar to the way that cooking does. But you could like,
Yes.
I mean, it's the same thing that like it would almost be the same way that ghosts and artifacts work in Destiny, right? Where like you kind of like level them up and then you can add different perks, or I need additional resources, so they will point out different resources that you might need for specific things, or
Uh-huh.
I need to I need a good area where I can farm this material, and then they lead you to that material. Or oh, I'm getting ready to go fight a boss, I need a defensive stat boost because I have great weapons, or I have great armor and I need an attack boost here, right? And like you can still cook and do all that stuff for that and everything, but like I think that would be kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I doubt they'll do that, but I think it would be a cool idea.
I mean, the fairies needs to play more of a part in the series, so why not? I'm down for that.
Yeah, I thought that would be like a really neat way to kind of switch things up, even though like you're still going to be able to cook and do things like that. Like I just thought
Hmm.
that would be a cool way to like you know add something to the mix.
Yeah, and I think that's because now it's just like Metroid and everything, with
Yeah.
Prime 4, and then the next Metroid, it's just like, what are we going to expect from them? And when we see what they're going to do, because I'm just like, man, you got people from past Halo games and Battlefield and Call of Duty, like you got all of this high level talent coming to Retro to make this game. So what ideas did y'all incorporate, and did y'all have fun incorporating them? Like, I want to read what Retro is doing with Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Man, Metroid Prime 4, that's a game in development, right?
yes, it is. And I,
Uh, Also,
man,
like
I think. Oh, go
side
ahead.
side note, I think it's so funny that people don't think that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are going to be out before Metroid Prime 4. Like there was those rumors that, Jeff Grubb and Tom Warren kind of they kind of said that, hey, Metroid Prime 2 is going to be out sooner than you think, and everybody's like, no way. And I'm like, you guys are dumb. Of course these games are coming out. Um it's I think that those games are the most obvious secret now. Also, like the fact that something Zelda related might come out later this year is
Mm,
super kind of interesting. Although I don't know what that would be. I would actually be shocked if we got another Zelda this year. Maybe early next year would be my prediction, but I don't know. I mean, would it be the HD games? Would it be like something like another 2D game? Like I don't know, man. I mean,
well,
I would love to see Wind Waker. Obviously, I'm not. That's nothing anybody hasn't heard already. But
third, yeah.
man, Wind Waker and
I,
Twilight Princess, man.
I think the Game Boy, all the Game Boy games are not out yet, right? Like Ages and Seasons, I don't think they're out yet.
Yeah, but I don't think they're counting NSO for that. I think they're talking about hard physical copies you can go buy at the store.
Like a brand new
Hmm. Or
kind of
like
game.
a HD update,
HD.
whatever. You know, I mean,
Um,
obviously, like aside from being ported to Switch, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are done, right? Those are already HDified. They're already full games that you can purchase. They're just waiting to put them out if they do, right? I mean,
mhm.
I don't know. It's the closer we get to this next console, I'm like,
It's
oh,
I I think if they drop them, I think it's going to be the digital physical kind of thing, where digital
hmm,
first.
hmm,
And I think next year possibility, depending on how their first half of their year does before Peaches game comes out. I think the physical versions could drop next year, and we get digital versions. I probably say, I won't say the
December maybe.
next. I'm thinking
I would
so. Yeah,
I would say like if they're whatever the direct or the Game Awards announcements are or
that's what
whatever,
I was about. That's what I'm thinking of.
like if there's like a direct around then they'll be like, and the digital versions are out now. Get your physical copies in February or something, right? Like the way they did
Right.
Metroid. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of that with like, especially like the GameCube remaster stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Metroid Prime 2 and 3 will definitely be that way. I mean, we saw
Yeah.
that with Pikmin. Um, although no Bat and Kato's physical copy for the US, which is surprising.
I thought they were.
Mm-mm. They're making physical copies for other regions, just not here.
That's insane because that game drops in September.
I know. I wonder what I really wonder what the demand is for that game. In all honesty, though, I mean, that game is not very popular in the first place. This is
Mm-hmm.
for the hardcores of the hardcore fans. But that whatever the Japanese version of that game is, I mean, the games are region free, so if you want one, you can get one of those. But
Right.
I'm just kind of shocked.
I I want because it is Bandai Namco.
Yeah, that's true
So
too. That's
and
true.
plus I think with September being such a busy month for games, um, and I don't know when Tekken 8 is coming out. Like Bandai Namco haven't really said anything. I wonder is it because I feel like the marketing is going to be pushed on Nintendo for that game. Um, and Bandai Namco probably going to be focusing on Tekken 8. It's a weird. They got a weird working schedule for it. So I wonder if Nintendo is probably just like because it was so niche back in the GameCube days that I'm like it may not sell big physically here
Mhm.
in America. So we're just gonna put it out digitally. I think they put like we could probably make a better profit doing it digital, like a digital thing
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
So
Video
um,
games, everybody. Nintendo makes things super complicated, but that's why we love slash hate slash love slash hate slash love them.
complicated but yet interesting. Yet Nintendo
Is
just
it?
create discussions. I mean, really, even though it's complicated and we have questions, it really is interesting to talk about what could happen and everything. What can we see from them? And at least it's something from Nintendo. When Nintendo goes quiet, it's hard to talk about video game news in general
Yeah.
and stuff. Like we look forward to what Nintendo is going to say and what's going to do because once something Nintendo stuff drops, people are talking. People are
Mhm.
going to be like, "Well, I'm streaming this game, or I'm about to revisit this game, or I'm about to look this game up," and like people are going to have some kind of discussion about it whatever they drop
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like Nintendo just keeps things interesting. I guess that's just for me personally. And
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. Yep.
So we shall see what they got planned in the future. Cause like man, so last question, Corey, before we roll out. Um,
Roll out.
with with us knowing that Mario Wonder is coming in October, Super Mario RPG is coming in November. Even with the Pokemon DLC, I think in November. I think the digital 2-pack Zelda bundle will be good for December. With the physical coming later on in the year. Uh, I really wonder do the Game Awards have something for us? With Nintendo news, like is Nintendo gonna really kind of trying to say a lot during the Game Awards this year?
I don't know, man. They haven't really been there the last couple of years, so I don't know. I mean, I think we'll get some sort of September direct, and then
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's probably going to focus on like the games that are coming out this fall, maybe a little bit of the spring. But what games are, you know what I mean? Like, I
Right,
don't
because
know.
I'm like, we need our winter list at least a finalized winter list, I should say. And then close to the end of the year, I'm like, what are y'all releasing in 2024? And is this the last Nintendo Direct focusing on Switch before maybe?
Well,
A next gen system?
no, I think we're stuck with the Switch another year. I think 2024 will be the last hurrah, and then the spring of
Mm-hmm.
2025. I mean, I've said that forever. You know, that's what I've heard. That's what you know, all these things, right? Like we're getting enough. We're gonna have at least 18 months left of this console. Well,
Right.
let's see, what is it? As of now, it's the end of July, so let's say August. So 12, 17, 18. We're gonna have like 19 or 20 months left of this console, almost 2 years, really, right? So we're not done. I think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see major tentpole games. I mean, we'll see maybe one or two that like they'll try to position as tentpoles, right? Like Mario
Mm-hmm.
Wonder is their tentpole game this year, right? There's probably going to be a dozen Pokemon games and a dozen Kirby games come out between here and there too, right? Like,
Yeah.
and they have a bunch of games they could port, a bunch of games they could HD remaster, remake. Um, just there's a lot they could do to fill that time while their next console. But I that next console is launching with a new Mario game. It's going to launch with some sort of you know co-op 1-2 switcheroo, whatever they want to call it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be one of those. There's a bunch of sports games they haven't made yet. There's a bunch of Mario Party left, and then I'm sure. Um, we're not done, right? The Switch, there's a lot left to the Switch. Maybe not your tentpole games. Definitely, a bunch they could do with Zelda, a bunch they could do with Mario. You know, do we get Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, right? Like, there's so much they could do without actually like putting out the big game, right? That
Mm-hmm.
uh I don't know. I mean, we're going to see big games, right? I think we'll see like two more huge games from them. I still think Metroid Prime 4 is one of them. I think that's next fall's game. Uh, and then they might have a big game in the spring, and I think that's a wrap, right? Like, I really
Yeah.
think next holiday is it for the Switch. They want two more good holidays out of this thing. They want to beat PS2, right? They want to beat PS2. They want to have the number one selling
Yes.
console of all time. They want that. So they're going to prolong this thing. Whether people like it or not, they're going to prolong the life of this thing as long as they
Mm-hmm.
possibly can to get that. And of course, it's going to have another long tail afterwards, right? Like, oh, the kid wants a Switch Lite. Well, we already have all these games, so the kids can play on the Switch Lite while mom and dad or, you know, whatever play on the new system, or you know what I mean? It's going to be the 3DS situation where like, oh, I'm just going to give my kid my 3DS because I got the Switch or whatever, you know.
And, and do you feel like September, um, I would say September 24, um, not of this year, but of next year, that if they feel like they need to roll or get like roll out their new
Mm-hmm.
system to get people ready for it, and then because I think we have to wait for we hear production on Switch has stopped before we see
No.
anything.
Production on dude, they no, I think Switch is going to be in production long after this console, cuz you got to think of other markets like I mean, the reason why the PS2 sold so well for so long is because like South American countries sold the
Mm.
PS2 long after the PS3 was out, like even into the PS4 they were still making FIFA and MLB The Show for PS2, right? Because of
Yes.
those types of countries, right? So uh I think you're going to see the Switch sell in those types of markets where like they can probably sell it for cheap and whatever, right? I think it's going to have a tail that way, and they wanted this console the last 10 years. 2025 will be 8 years, and they're going to have about a year and a half left of a tail on that thing for kids, for for people who want a cheap system on the go. They'll probably revamp it one more time, right? Like they did with the new 2DS XL, uh,
Mm.
just to kind of sell it at a cheaper cost. I bet the Switch drops. I bet the normal Switch when the new console comes out drops to $200, and I bet you can get a Switch Lite for $99.
With the OLED still being, or OLED
Well,
probably being at a different price.
the OLED might be. I mean, they might retire the other. Switch by that point.
Because I think that's what they kind of. I think like the old Switch, like the first edition
Mm-hmm.
Switch, I think that's already done. Like I think they stopped production on that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
everything now it's just OLED.
our
I guess.
stores around here still sell the regular Switch, so
Okay.
but I do think like I think they'll revamp the Switch, like the main console, right? I think it'll be some sort of
Hmm.
OLED revamp. Uh, I think the Switch Lite will drop to. I think the Switch Lite will be $99, and that's where you're going to see a lot, like a sales boost, is in the Switch Lite. I
Hmm.
really do. And then eventually, like once they see that the normal Switches aren't selling, they'll drop only to the Switch Lite and try to sell through that stock, I think.
Yeah, because it's just like I wonder how do they roll out their next
Yeah.
console
Well,
announcement and stuff.
I mean, I would say it'd be the same as the Switch, but they're in such a different position now where like their console is selling like crazy instead of like we
Yeah.
have a dying console, nobody cares about this holiday, so let's get the information out in September, October, right? I mean, I was on my honeymoon when they announced the Switch, so uh I
Yeah,
think
because I think Wii U production ended
it
before
ended about
Christmas,
no production ended about
or
6 months after the Switch came out on the Wii U. I mean, they pulled that
because
plug
we
pretty
stopped.
quickly.
Okay, because I know we stopped getting systems at Toys R Us for a while,
Yeah, well,
and I was
I mean, orders stopped, right? I mean, store orders stopped, but I think some of that stuff was still in production for anything for like repairs, right, of consoles and stuff, right? I
okay,
mean,
yeah,
that's you get people don't think about that either. Is like they still produce consoles because what if you need your console repaired? Well, if somebody's not ready to upgrade and you're, you know, what if your Switch Joy-Con whatever breaks or whatever and you got to send it in, and I mean, you got to think the next
yeah,
console is going to cost around $400, right? At least, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see them hit that 349 mark, but I think it's gonna be about $400, and I think that's probably acceptable today, right?
Hmm.
I
That's
mean,
why I wonder would something like the Xbox One X, like that chip, or something similar to that, or for that power, could that
mhm.
still be in the range of like a $400 kind of console or
Yeah.
something?
Well, I mean, the last year the Xbox One X was on the market, it was 399. But you got to think like the Xbox One X is technically more powerful in a lot of
Hmm.
ways than the Series S. Um, and you gotta get that technology down into like the small handheld console, right? Assuming that they're gonna
Yeah.
stick with the handheld hybrid console. I'm assuming that's what they're doing. If they're not, then I have some questions, but that's a different topic for a different day. So you got to think about that. I would imagine 399. I mean, I would love it if it was 299 to compete with the Series S and the whatever PlayStation is going to bring out at that point. But um, I think 349 would be the best case scenario. I think 399 is going to be the acceptable amount. If it's any higher than that, people are going to kind of be like, "What are you doing?" I can get a Series X or a PS5 for $500. And
Yeah.
who knows? Who
But
knows? Those consoles might be cheaper by then because you're going to have the mid-gen console refreshes. Even though Xbox says they're not doing one, but of course they're going to say that because they want to sell. They want to sell the consoles they have out on the store shelves now.
I
By the
mean,
way, did
we
you see
already
that? Did you see that Xbox Series X is sold out at Best Buy and Amazon today?
no.
Yeah, somebody was posting that. That was going around today. It was interesting.
Oh.
I don't really keep up with PlayStation, so I can't really tell you what those are
I,
like. But
right now, everybody's just waiting to get the Spider-Man 2
yeah,
PS5.
hmm
I'm just like it looks okay. It's good. I'm not knocking it or anything. Um,
yeah. I'm not a Spider-Man person, so I mean it's fine. I mean, if you like Spider-Man, it's cool. But
yeah, great design. I
I
think it's
don't know.
just that people were excited to see more Spider-Man 2 and then seeing the console kind of reveal. I think people were more excited for the plates than the console itself. Because I think they're doing Spider-Man plates that they'll release that you could buy and change.
Which is a good consumer move, right? Like, I mean, how many people?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's what 38 million PS5s out there, and like, I think that was a smart thing to do to have removable faceplates, even though they're a pain to get off, right? I think having that really benefits the collector's edition stuff, where like, oh, I have my PlayStation, but I can just go spend $70 on these plates instead of $500 on a new console, or I can spend $75 on this controller instead of, I think that was a smart move by Sony.
Yeah.
So, see, everyone, I said something nice about PlayStation. Get off me.
Sure. We actually talked about something about PlayStation and not Microsoft this week, but I think we're going to end it right there.
It was funny. Did I tell you that Stephanie was so confused the other day when she was listening to Expansion Pass because we were talking about Xbox the whole time? She thought it was the wrong show.
Oh, wow.
It's like, no, we just talked about Xbox because there's no Nintendo news to talk about.
Was that the one with because we were just talking about Nintendo being dragged into the Microsoft versus FTC?
Yeah, I don't
in the
know.
chest.
Let me see what
it left more than that.
It must have been let's see. I don't think it was no E3 makes things complicated. Wait, where's the
I know we jumped around and everything, and I know everybody we like lately we talked about a lot of Microsoft stuff, but like Microsoft is the news for them is like really big, and with Activision and that COD deal with Nintendo and everything, like that's important news connected to Nintendo because we talked about Microsoft and Nintendo's relationship and everything, and we want Microsoft to win, and we want Nintendo to have that good relationship with them. It's been like personally a smart business move that they've done that. So
yeah, man, I forget what episode it was. I don't know. It might have been like, what's next for Switch after Tears of the Kingdom? I think we got caught up in talking about whatever. It's fine. Anyways, that Expansion Pass playlist on YouTube is so messed up. Because like I was trying to fix it to where like the direct recap shows would be in that playlist too. For some reason they clumped all of the direct recap shows into one like section, so they're not in order. And I don't know how to fix it, so whatever. Everybody's in 2 months nobody's gonna care.
Well, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode of Expansion Pass. Once again, thank you, Corey, for this discussion. And we'll see you guys next time on Nintendo Expansion Pass. Bye, everybody.
Bye. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
Nintendo Expansion Pass is part of Nintendo Pow Block and is a product of Boss Rush Media LLC. The show is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio, and is hosted by me, Edward Varnell. My co-host is Corey Dirrig. You can find Corey at I Am Corey at HD on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting the Boss Rush Podcast and Tower Casuals, the Destiny Podcast. Follow Expansion Pass as part of Nintendo Pow Block and on all social media platforms at Pow Block Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network Discord and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.